Oh, buddy, grab your double-double and buckle up, because what just happened in the great Canadian political soap opera makes a beaver wrestling a moose look like a tame Tuesday. Yes, folks, Mark Carney, the Liberal Party's golden boy, the self-proclaimed savior of technocracy and economic gibberish, just had a full-blown meltdown on national television. Why? Because Governor General Mary Simon, the ever-majestic, backed Alberta and Saskatchewan's right to hit the big red eject button from Confederation. That's right. The provinces are sharpening their skates, getting ready to skate off into sovereignty. And Carney, he's clutching the rulebook and shrieking, "That's not how it's supposed to go," like a maple syrup vendor getting shortchanged at a summer fair. Let's set the stage. Senator Mark Gold, the federal government's last line of defense against common sense in the Red Chamber, thought it would be a good day to insult the entire West's intelligence. Dressed in pomp and smugness, the kind only Ottawa can deliver, he declared that no province can leave Confederation without Parliament's permission. That's right. In Gold's Canada, provinces are basically toddlers at daycare. No leaving without Mummy Ottawa's okay. It's like Hotel Canada. You can check out anytime you like, but if you want to leave, fill out Form A38, get it notarized by a moose, and wait through 17 Senate subcommittees and a national interpretive dance competition. Here's the kicker. The whole blow-up started because Senator Paula Simons dared, with full Albertan gall, to ask whether the Clarity Act applies to provinces other than Quebec. Reasonable question, right? Not a declaration of war. But you'd think she was firing a starting pistol at a separatist rally. Premier Danielle Smith already has How to Declare Independence for Dummies queued up on Kindle. Separatist groups are 10 minutes away from printing flags. So what does Gold do? He dodges harder than a goalie in overtime. When asked for clarification, and which, to be clear, is his job, he muttered something like, "If this were a classroom, that'd be a great question," then refused to answer it. That's like asking your mechanic how to change a tire and getting, "Wow, what a spiritual question. Let's meditate on it." Enter the Clarity Act. Passed in 2000 after Quebec's 95 teenage curfew-style escape attempt, it's meant to ensure referendum clarity. In practice, it's a glorified Ottawa veto. You organize a vote, gather signatures, convince the public, and Ottawa says, "Nah, needs more poetry." It's like telling your landlord you're moving out, and they reply, "Only if you ask in haiku and your vibes are chill." Now let's talk numbers. Thanks to Alberta's new Citizen Initiative Act, the threshold to trigger a referendum has dropped from a mountain, Everest high 600,000 to a breezy 177,000. Before, you needed Winnipeg. Now, just Red Deer. So, the Alberta Prosperity Project went full cowboy and dropped a referendum question with zero fluff. Do you agree the province shall become a sovereign country and cease to be a province of Canada? That's it. No soft language, no enhanced autonomy, just you in or you out. And what does Mark Carney do? He implodes loudly, publicly, like someone cancelled his Economist subscription and spilled maple syrup on his Oxford degree. The man who crafted the image of a calm, composed banker suddenly looked like a substitute teacher losing control of a classroom. Gone was the polished technocrat, and in his place stood a panicked diver with a caffeine overdose yelling, "You can't just leave. That's not in the script." Meanwhile, Pierre Poilievre, sleeves rolled up, boots on the ground, was actually listening to Albertans and Saskatchewanians. While Carney hyperventilated into his law textbooks, Pierre was meeting real people saying, You deserve to be heard. If Ottawa's ignoring you, maybe it's time we talk about real options. And people, especially in the West, are listening. Because let's face it, the prairie provinces have long been treated like Canada's unwanted stepchildren, invited to the reunion only if they bring beef and stay quiet. Ottawa takes their resources, sets their emissions targets, regulates their industries, then scoffs when they ask for respect. And when they even whisper the word separation, the elites act like someone keyed their BMWs. Let's recall what the Supreme Court said in 1998. No, provinces aren't chained to confederation like inmates. They said if a province has a clear referendum with a clear majority, Canada is legally required to negotiate, not call the Mounties, not cancel the maple syrup. Negotiate, because unity isn't about force, it's about mutual respect. But Carney and the Liberal clique wouldn't recognize mutual respect if it hit them with a Saskatchewan wheat thresher, while Western Canadians raise concerns about economic sabotage and cultural erasure. Carney acts like he's still running the Bank of England, tutting from his marble pedestal, pretending prairie populism is just a blip in his spreadsheet. Then comes Mary Simon. God bless her diplomatic spine. She steps in, looks at the brewing storm, and says, "Hold up. Maybe we should listen before we pretend everything's fine." And when she supported the province's right to discuss sovereignty, Carney practically combusted on live TV. His face turned redder than a PEI lobster. He started ranting about national unity like someone explaining crypto at senior bingo night. Poilievre, on the other hand, gets it. Democracy isn't about scolding people into silence, it's about trusting them with choice. While Carney's quoting legal clauses to shut people up, Pierre's asking the real question: why do so many Canadians feel unheard, ignored, and disrespected? That's not just populism, that's leadership. That's what this country needs, not another grey-suited elitist reading bedtime stories to the peasants from behind a podium. Let's be honest, Canada's federation is broken. The West has been sounding the alarm for years. Now they're doing something new, and Ottawa clutches its pearls and calls it treason. But it's not treason to demand respect. It's not rebellion to say, we've had enough. What's truly offensive is expecting provinces to pay the bills while treating them like second-class citizens in their own country. Carney may be melting down, but to millions of Canadians, especially in the West, this isn't chaos, it's clarity, it's a wake-up call, it's a reckoning. If Ottawa keeps ignoring it, they won't just face referendums, they'll face an identity crisis bigger than the Leafs' playoff record. So where do we go from here? That's up to us, because this wasn't just an Ottawa tantrum. It was the tectonic plates of Confederation shifting. And while Carney retreats to his think tank, clutching his pearls tighter than a snow shovel in January, Pierre Poilievre stands tall, not with empty slogans, but with a plan. He knows this country belongs to its people, not its bureaucrats. This isn't over, not by a long shot. And if anyone can rebuild a Canada where Alberta, Saskatchewan, and every overlooked region actually matter, it's Pierre, because he doesn't just talk about unity. He earns it, one handshake, one town hall, and one honest conversation at a time.